Good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, Max, can you tell me a little something about numbers? I want you to help me teach the people this morning, okay? So, guys, for those of you who don't know, Maximus has what is called type 1 diabetes. And so that means that his body is insulin dependent because his pancreas does not produce the insulin that it needs.
And I got a bracelet because my mommy brought from Mexico.
She did. She went to Mexico and she brought him this beautiful bracelet back. So he's got some other jewelry that he's wearing. So can you tell the people what this one is? Let's show this.
This one is a Dexcom.
It's a Dexcom. And what does this Dexcom do?
Check my blood sugar.
So the Dexcom tells us what his blood sugar is. And then he reads the number. Max, can you tell me what your blood sugar is? It sends a message to his phone, and Max knows how to work it by himself.
66.
What is that number?
96.
So his blood sugar is 96, and the arrow is about to go down, which means his blood sugar is going low. But it's okay right now because he just ate. What did you eat for breakfast?
Waffles.
Waffles and sausage. So if you have a child who's diabetic and they eat their meats, you don't have to count any carbs for meat. You know, we have to count carbs for everything that goes inside this little mouth. And so we know what's going in it, but sometimes we don't know what's going to come out of it. That's why it's not live. Okay, so then he has another little piece of jewelry that he wears right here on his leg. Let's see if we can get a picture of it. Let's see if you guys can see it. Can you see that right there? What's the name of that one?
My pod.
It's called a pod, Omnipod. We call it pod for short. And what does the pod do?
Gives me insulin.
So the pod gives him his insulin. This little reservoir actually has the insulin inside of it. And so once we put the number into our phone, where's your phone?
Right here.
Okay. So when we put the number into our phone, then what happens after that is we put that number into the pod. I want to show you guys what the pod looks like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can we show them the pod?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, not the pod. This little apparatus right here is called a PDM. And then what it does, I'll turn it on here. Let me put in.
It has a little turtle right there.
Uh-huh.
Women.
It does. Okay, so it's got numbers on it. So if you can see, it says right here, it says 0. Now it just changed from 0.5 to 0.45. That means that's how much insulin is left. So when he tells us what his blood sugar is, then what I do is I press this little circle that looks like a bottle of insulin. I press it, and then I put in how many carbs he ate, and then I put in the number of what his blood sugar was on the phone. And then this pod, that's the little device on his leg, gives him his insulin.
Yes.
And so we do that every morning whenever he eats. And that's just what we have to do right now.
Let's ask all the questions of my pod and my Dexcom.
He said that's all the questions. So that's all the questions?
No, let's put all the questions for my pod and my Dexcom.
Oh,
all of that.
Okay, so that's not just the question, that's the information. So that's all the information we have today, guys.
No, we had put the let's talk about all the